Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we are diving into something that has been quietly brewing at Google for a few months, Google Stitch. It's a free AI powered tool that lets you design user interfaces for both mobile and web in seconds. And guess what? Google just dropped brand new experimental mode that's now powered by Gemini 2.5 Pro. This update should make Stitch feel more smarter, way more creative, honestly, a lot more fun to use. So in this video, I'm gonna put it to the test, trying out different app ideas, pushing its limits, and seeing if this experimental mode really changes the game for designers, developers, and honestly, anybody who is curious about future of the UI design. So buckle up, because we're about to see how far Stitch can go when you mix it up with brand new ideas. Let's jump in and see how Stitch performs. Alright, now we are inside Stitch. So it's pretty easy to navigate. It basically you can build mobile and web application. They recently introduced something called experimental mode. Experimental mode is basically you can use Gemini 2.5 Pro to build the UI. Previously, it was just Gemini 2.5 Flash. They were referring as standard mode. So with the experimental mode, you can use Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is their recent Pro model, which is good at understanding the code and designing the UI and all that. Of course, we can start with these example prompts, but we don't want to do that because Gemini might have trained on these specific prompts, right? So let's push the model and design something new, something brand new, and see how it works. Alright, so what we're going to build is context-aware habit coach. It is basically a simple goal tracking application for mobile and web. It has a simple goal setup page, streak counter, and retrospective insights page. And it has empty mode, loading mode, and success states. Of course, it has notifications, settings, and all that. Basically, all the stuff that simple mobile and web application have. But yeah, let's see how it works. Before generating, let's make sure we are in experimental mode. Alright, so it came up with a plan. Basically says, okay, we'll start with a login and sign up page, home screen, today view, goal setup screen, habit details screen, retrospective insight screen, and settings screen. That sounds great. Let's start with the login and sign up screen. Awesome. So it's basically designing two screens at the same time. What I like most about this tool is this is the canvas, right? Basically, all the UI designs that Stitch is going to generate, you will see here. So it's not gonna edit the same design that it's already generated. It's going to create a brand new screen for that. So you'll have all the power to go back and reiterate on top of the screens which already built. Awesome. So it created two screens, like it mentioned, login screen and then the home screen. Login screen looks great. And home screen has all the stuff we mentioned, active habits, today's nudge, and different screens for habits, insights, and profile. That looks great. But let's move on to the different screen, which is loading state. Cool. Okay, let's create a detail screen. So far, we have a sign up, home screen, loading screen, and then the new habit screen. So right now, you can only select the entire screen, not the individual components inside the screen. It would be great if we can, select individual component and then ask AI to edit that specific component. Hey, Google, if you're listening, so it created the habit detail screen. So basically, it's representing the detail screen for a specific habit. It's cool. Let's move on. All right. So now it's creating the retrospective insight screen. All right. It created the retrospective screen. Basically, you can track your habit summary and all that stuff. That is cool. Let's move forward with the settings screen. All right. Settings screen has been created. So inside the settings, they have a daily reminder, nudge frequency, appearance. Of course, we asked to add a light and dark theme and some general terms and service and privacy policy. That's awesome. But I want to add more settings in this, right? So come here and click this button where you can add this design to chart. And you can ask AI what you want to add. Maybe we can add a setting for delete app. So could you add delete app setting in this screen? For some reason, I can't type today. All right, let's see if it can do that. Cool, it added the delete account. It's asking add a quick or habit modal to the home screen. Sure, why not? It also created the empty state, a screen when the habit is creating and then the success state. Now we have all the screens for our app. Let's see how they look like together, okay? So login screen, it's loading and it figured out empty screen if there are no habits. And then once create a new habit, user will land down here. And then they can create the new habit. Once a habit is created, it will say the success screen where your habit is created. And then this is the home screen if user have like multiple habits. This is the inside screen, and this is a retrospective screen. There is a setting screen. Awesome. So we basically have all the screens for our mobile app. So the cool thing is you can also check how this looks like on the desktop. Well, this is not how I expect it to look, but you can select it and refine it the way you want to. And then you can also download the code. Basically, you can copy the code and paste it in index.html file and then see how it looks like in the web or your mobile. And you can also export it to Figma, but it's not available in experimental mode. So you can only do this in standard mode. But yeah, that's Stitch for you guys. The cool thing is this is all free. Alright, that's Google Stitch for you guys. It definitely got way smarter with 2.5 Pro. It gets the intention right and creates some solid designs for both mobile and desktop. But is it going to replace Figma and other designer tools out there? I don't think so, at least not yet, because you still can't edit specific components within the screen, which is a bit limiting. But that said, for a free AI design tool, this is super impressive and a huge step toward AI-powered UI design. I can't wait to see where this goes next. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and let me know what you guys are going to build with Stitch. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.